The old oak door creaked as Daniel opened it, balancing a laundry basket in one hand and trying to keep his 5-year-old son, Liam, from tripping over his own toy car. Life had been chaotic ever since Daniel's wife passed away 3 years ago. A single dad now, he worked long hours as a mechanic and picked up odd jobs to keep their small home. Still, bills piled up faster than he could manage. That's why he had pinned a paper sign outside the house 2 weeks earlier: room for rent, affordable. He didn't expect much. His neighborhood was modest, far from the shiny student apartments downtown. Yet that morning, a knock came at the door. Standing there was a young woman, clutching a backpack and suitcase. "Hi, I saw your sign. Is the room still available?" she asked with a polite smile. Daniel blinked. She didn't look like someone who needed a cheap place. Her clothes were simple but obviously expensive, her posture confident. Still, he didn't have the luxury of being picky. "Yes, come in, I'll show you," he replied. The girl introduced herself as Sophia, a second-year college student studying architecture. She explained she wanted a quiet place to focus, away from the noise of campus life. She didn't mention that her father was one of the wealthiest real estate developers in the state, or that she had left her luxurious penthouse apartment because she craved independence. The room was small, with a slanted ceiling and a window that looked over the backyard. Sophia smiled at it like it was perfect. "I'll take it," she said, without hesitation. Daniel was stunned. "Don't you want to think about it?" "No need. It feels right." And so, the unlikely arrangement began. A single dad and his little boy sharing their home with a college girl who had secrets of her own. The first weeks were awkward. Daniel was protective of Liam and unsure how Sophia would fit into their lives. But Sophia quickly proved herself thoughtful and kind. She often helped Liam with puzzles, read him bedtime stories, and even taught him how to build towers from cardboard. One evening, Daniel came home late from the garage, exhausted, only to find Liam asleep on the couch, head resting on Sophia's lap as she sketched in her notebook. "You didn't have to watch him," Daniel said softly. Sophia looked up, smiling. "I didn't mind. He's a smart kid." That was the first night Daniel realized how much lighter the house felt with her around. But life wasn't without struggles. Daniel's car broke down, and with repairs costing more than he earned in a week, he worried how he'd manage rent, food, and school supplies. He tried to hide his stress, but Sophia noticed. One morning, she gently placed an envelope on the counter. "What's this?" Daniel asked. "Next month's rent, in advance," she replied casually. When he opened it, his jaw dropped. Inside was triple the agreed amount. "I can't accept this, please," Sophia interrupted, her tone firm. "Think of it as me investing in having a safe, happy place to live. You deserve it." Her eyes were earnest, and for reasons he couldn't explain, Daniel accepted. Over time, Sophia's presence transformed the household. She cooked occasionally, filling the kitchen with the aroma of pasta and garlic bread. She accompanied Daniel and Liam to the park, often sketching trees while Liam played. Slowly, Daniel found himself smiling more, the heaviness on his shoulders easing. But he still knew very little about her past. One afternoon, while folding laundry, Liam blurted out, "Sophie has a shiny card." "What do you mean?" Daniel asked. She dropped it. It had her picture and a gold border. Curiosity stirred. That night, when Sophia left her bag on the table, Daniel caught a glimpse of the card. It wasn't a student ID, it was a VIP access card to Harrington Enterprises, the largest real estate firm in the region. The name on it read, Sophia Harrington. Daniel's heart skipped. He had heard of the Harrington family, their wealth, their empire, their mansions. And this girl, who rented a modest attic room from him, was their daughter. The next morning, Daniel confronted her gently. "Sophia, why didn't you tell me who you are?" Sophia froze, her eyes clouding. "Because I didn't want to be treated differently. Everywhere I go, people see my last name and not me. Here, I was just Sophia. And it felt good." Daniel softened. He understood the need to escape expectations. He, too, had lived under people's pity after losing his wife. "You don't owe me explanations," he said finally. "You're welcome here, whoever you are." Relief flooded her expression, but her secret didn't stay hidden forever. One evening, a sleek black car pulled up in front of the house. Out stepped a tall, commanding man in a tailored suit, Edward Harrington, Sophia's father. Daniel, in grease-stained overalls, opened the door cautiously. "I'm looking for my daughter," Edward said sternly. Before Daniel could respond, Sophia appeared. "Dad, stop, I'm not moving back home. I like it here." Edward glanced around, clearly disapproving of the modest home. "This place is beneath you. You belong where you have security, comfort." Sophia interrupted firmly. "No, I belong where I feel human. And this family has given me more kindness than money ever did." Edward's gaze flicked to Daniel, his brows furrowed. For a tense moment, silence hung. Then, with a sigh, he said, "If this is truly what you want, I won't stop you. But remember, you always have a home with me." With that, he left. After the car disappeared, Daniel felt embarrassed. "I'm sorry you had to defend me." Sophia smiled softly. "Don't be. You've given me something my family's wealth never could, a sense of belonging." Weeks turned into months. Daniel realized he had grown attached to Sophia, not just for her help with Liam, but for the warmth she brought into their lives. She, too, felt her world shift, finding comfort in their little family. One evening, as they all sat around the table eating spaghetti, Liam giggled and declared, "We're like a real family now." Daniel and Sophia exchanged a glance, both caught off guard. But instead of correcting him, they smiled. Because in a way, Liam was right. Sophia had arrived at their doorstep as a stranger with hidden wealth, but she stayed as a daughter, a friend, and perhaps something more. And Daniel, once weighed down by loneliness, found his home full again, not because of money, but because of love, laughter, and the unexpected gift of her presence.